If you're going to spend some time at the beach or relaxing this summer, why not bring one of these books with you? Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife, and today I am taking you through some of my most anticipated reads that are coming out between July and September of 2025. I love to take a look at what's coming up in the next couple of months that I can fill my Kindle with, that I can go and seek out when I'm in the bookstore next, and the books that I'm going to escape to when the weather gets super warm, when I am out at the beach, when I am by the water, or when I'm just chilling out after work. There's a couple of different genres that are appearing in here. There's a couple of thrillers, there's some historical fiction, there's some contemporary fiction, and there are a couple of romances in here as well. So I feel like this is a pretty good mixed bag. First one up, coming out on the 3rd of July, is Dear Miss Lake by A.J. Pierce. This is the fourth and final installment in the Emmeline Lake Chronicles, and it is set during World War II, particularly this time in London in 1944. Things are going a little bit late for Emmy as we are finding her now. Women's Friend, the magazine for which we work, is exploding in popularity, and she has finally achieved her dream of becoming a lady war correspondent. Her best friend Bunty, life is going a lot better for her as well. She and her husband Harold have escaped to the country, and Charlie, Emmy's husband, has actually been stationed a lot closer to home, so things are looking a lot better for them. There's even whispers that the war might finally be over by the time Christmas appears. But tragedy has struck, and Emmy finds that she needs her friends around more than she has ever needed them before. I have really loved this series. It's a really great look back at what life was like for the people who were left behind, aka not out on the trenches during the Second World War, and it is equal parts heartbreaking and heartwarming. Also coming out on the 3rd of July is The Compound by Aisling Roll. This sounds so intriguing. This is like if Lord of the Flies met Love Island. One morning, 10 beautiful, thin, model-like women wake up in the desert. They have no idea how they have gotten there, and they have no idea what is coming next. All they know is that there are cameras set up that are tracking their every move. In a couple of days, 10 young, fit, good-looking men are destined to join them, if the men survive the journey. I'm so intrigued to see what this book is going to be about, because the idea of Love Island has always intrigued me. Because what if it was about normal looking people, about people who weren't influencers, about people who weren't models, content creators? If it was just plain Janes. So I'm really interested to see what this one is going to be like. There is another series that I love coming to an end in July, and that is the Her Majesty's Royal Coven series by Juno Dawson. The final book of this, Human Rights, is coming out on the 17th of July, and I'm so intrigued to see what these women are going to be getting up to. It is following 5 witches, all from the same coven, whose lives are very much different from where we've last seen them. One of them has been brought back from the dead. One of them is mourning a son that she never knew that she wanted or that she even had. One of them is trapped in a prison for magical witches, and the other one is still recovering from a huge surprise that has completely shattered her world. However, all 4 of them have been chosen by Lucifer. He's the demon king of the dark, and he needs them all to fulfill a super dark prophecy. And if they can't do it, then one of the other witches of their coven will be sacrificed. Holly Jackson's first book for adult readers, Not Quite Dead Yet, is coming out on the 22nd of July. This is following Jet Mason, a 27-year-old who is the daughter of one of Woodstock's most successful and famous and wealthy families. And she has always felt pretty much invincible, until Halloween night, when she is struck by an unknown intruder. After this, she is given 7 days to live because doctors are pretty sure that she is on a one-course track to an aneurysm. With only 7 days to go, and only the help of her childhood best friend Billy, Jet is going to go out and do something that not a lot of people have ever been able to do before. She's going to solve her own murder. If you love Amelia de Miltenburg's Chicken Shop Date podcast, then you are going to absolutely love Well Actually by Maisie Eddings. This is about Eva, who had huge dreams of becoming a successful journalist that haven't really been fulfilled. Instead, she is the host of Sausage Talk. This is where she would bring in B-list celebrities and have interviews with them over a round of sausages. One day, some comments she makes about her ex-boyfriend go viral. The problem with this is that said ex-boyfriend is Riley. He is a huge TikTok sensation, and he's well known for getting rid of toxic masculinity and teaching men how to be a better person and how to be a better partner. Riley has a deal for Eva. He's going to bring her out on a couple of dates, and then she's going to come on his channel and debrief all of them, tell him the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. Eva decides that she's going to go on board with this so that she can continue to expose Riley for who he really is, but it turns out maybe he's not the person that she had in her head this whole time. Coming out on the 12th of August is For the Record by Emma Lord. This is following Mackenzie, a pop princess, and Sam, the rock star guitarist of her band. Everything was going so well until they had a public and heated spat. The band disbanded and nobody has heard from anyone since. 2 years down the line, life looks completely different for both of them. Sam has pretty much shied away from the spotlight and is instead raising his young son, and Mackenzie is recovering from an operation on her vocal cords that has pretty much changed how she sounds. She is now only singing under a pseudonym, but the only way to get their careers back on track is to get the band back together. Coming out on the 28th of August is Picture Imperfect by Jacqueline Wilson. This is a follow-up to The Illustrated Mum, which was one of my favourite of Jacqueline's books when I was growing up. It's following Dolphin, who has never particularly been the main character in her own life, but things are starting to change a little bit. She's now 33 years old, working as a tattoo artist, but every single night is still collecting her illustrated mum Marigold from various police stations across the town. Dolphin is at a kind of a fork in the roads as to where her life could go next. Could she settle down with Lee and his daughter Ava and finally have a chance at a happy family life? Could she head off with Joel and have some steamy romantic adventures with him? Or could she head to Scotland and live with her sister Star, who is working as a doctor, and her family? I'm so intrigued to see where this book is going to go. The Illustrated Mum is one of my favourite books from my childhood, and I am so ready to see where the family has ended up now. Coming out on the 4th of September is The Killer Question by Janice Hallett. This is set in a pub called The Case is Altered, run by Sue and Mal Eastwood. They have kind of turned the fortunes of the pub around with a weekly trivia night, and things are just going as per usual until one week a body is found in the river beside the pub. This has sparked a whole new conversation among the locals, and it has also drawn the attention of a brand new team into the quiz. Every single week, they are hitting the top of the leaderboard, and nobody is quite sure why these people have come to the area, but they might be distracting from some of the secrets that Sue and Mal are keeping themselves. Coming out on the 18th of September is Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. This is set in the same world as Rewitched, but this time we are following Annie. She is living a life of luxury, pink, magic, and very high standards. But all of this could be thrown into chaos when Annie is given the task to nurture a young witch who is trying to discover her powers. Annie is not entirely sure that she is ready for this whirlwind person to come into her life, but that doesn't really seem to stop them. This book has a big 90s Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Gilmore Girls vibe to it, and if it is anything like Rewitched was, I am gonna have a phenomenal time with it. Finally, coming out on the 25th of September is The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman. This is the latest installment in the Thursday Murder Club, and it sets place about a year after The Last Devil to Die. Everything has been pretty quiet for the Fab Four that we have known from these books. Joyce is planning a wedding, Elizabeth is grieving, Ron has got a couple of family troubles, and Ibrahim is still working as a therapist for one of his favourite criminals. Things, however, are starting to get a little bit exciting again, because Elizabeth has just met a wedding guest who has a couple of secrets that are now becoming exposed. Death and kidnapping are back on the table again, and can our four detectives solve a puzzle and solve a murder in time once again? I have absolutely loved the books from the Thursday Murder Club that I've read so far. They are super cozy murder mysteries, and they are one of my favourite things to do with my family. We will actually read all of the books together and then sit down and talk about them. So I am so excited that we got another experience of this coming up. Those are all of the books that I simply cannot wait to get my hands on between July and September of 2025. What is the book that's coming out in the next couple of months that you cannot wait to get your hands on? If you'd love to leave me a comment, but you can't think of anything you'd like to say, then just leave me a book stacks emoji. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.